Well, hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. This week we have a full supermoon coming up in Aries, and it is the final supermoon of this cycle. I've been talking about it this whole time. Now I have confirmation. I have done the research. I have looked back. Supermoons do, in fact, come in groups of threes. Once a year you get a set of full super moons and a set of new supermoons. But what's different about this particular set that we have is the mirror effect of epigee and perigee, and that's the dramatic thing that I've been talking about this whole time. So if you go back from December of last year into February of this year was our first set of 3 supermoons, and they were super new moons that came in with a pairing of micro full moons. When you have a micro moon, the moon is the farthest away that it possibly can be, and when you have a super moon, it is as close as it can possibly be. The epigee and perigee do not typically line up in a way where you would have the moon moving as far as it possibly could go and then coming as close as it possibly could in a matter of 2 weeks. That's not common. That's not normal. That's weird, actually. So, this being our final supermoon coming up from the micro moon and then leading up into our next month of moons where we have a pair of eclipses to close out this whole big cycle once and for all, for really, yeah, it's crazy, interesting, neat energy. Really love it. Hey, look, I tiraded a little bit longer, getting into some astrology with you guys. Just a little bit. No professional am I, but I'm learning, I'm growing. We all are. And as I said, I feel like it's very much related to these dramatic moons that we've had this cycle, this year. Everything that we've been going through is just transformation after transformation. I'm not the same person I was when I started this. Guarantee you aren't either. If you really look at it, if you really, you have those mornings you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm somebody else now. I'm a better, stronger version of who I used to be, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. It's so much fun. So, getting into this full supermoon, it's in Aries, and it is, again, our final stages of this dramatic growth process that we've been going through. So, it's kind of nice that it's ending in our head, which is where Aries rules. It's in our heads. This is us being strong in our minds, strong in our determination, strong in our decisions, walking your talk, being that person that you said you were going to be. That is the general energy for this Aries full supermoon that's coming up. And I am just so excited to get into it with you guys. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's go do our reads. Hello, Leo show. How's this Aries moon treating you? It's kind of fantastic to have fire signs on a fiery moon like this. Just assessing the noises downstairs. We're good. Nine Cups. So far to the side, I almost missed it. Did you almost miss it? Reaching those final stages of the emotional journey. Queen of Pentacles. She's not facing us. She's focused. She's very focused right now. She focused on the Ace of Cups. trying to get a vibe on this Nine of Cups. A lot of times I look at him and he's very drunk, in my opinion. But I don't know if he's drunk today. I think he's just happy. I think he just feels satisfied. And satisfaction that brought that cat back. Jackie New. Go catch you some Jackie New. There is, like, there's a weird vibe out here, too. There's a weird vibe out here, too. It's really pushing this Nine of Cups away from all of this. You literally just pushed that card back off to the side again. So we have, I'm going to pull this out here because I see a thing. Our Queen of Cups is on the top of the deck. Our Ten of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. We've got a Nine of Pentacles, a King of Swords, a King of Cups, and 10 Wands. Is Leo show feeling very popular at the moment? It's almost as if there is so much going on that all of this is keeping you distracted from completing your journey, from getting into that energy. Maybe that Nine of Cups is drunk. Maybe he's still drunk. But Leo show isn't focused on that anymore. Leo show is I don't know if you're being helped or like being hurt here. It feels like a little bit of both. It feels like, again, there's like just a lot of influences, and that's probably why our Queen of Pentacles isn't looking at us, because she is like really just trying to figure out who amongst her court she can trust and who is burdensome, toxic, sneaky, lying trouble. That's what it feels like we need to sort out here. A lot of singlehood, like that King and Queen of Cups were the only pair out here so far with a match, but the Queen wasn't out. She was an influence. She was not a part of this. She's still out there somewhere. But with so many people on the board, I don't know who you are identifying with the most here. I'm going to say the Queen of Pentacles, because we are okay. This feels like a sneaky kind of playing, like a game player type energy, actually, because this King of Cups has this heavy burden hanging on his back, and his wife is out there somewhere. So what's he doing over here hanging out with this Queen of Pentacles? Is he trying to start something new when he hasn't closed out a door with his Queen of Pentacles? And there's also a King of Swords who's unattached, seemingly living in his singlehood. Juggling, huh, Leos? Feeling out some options. Try to get something started somewhere. Maybe it's at a bar. Maybe this card is so far off because it's not like an emotional completion kind of thing. Because again, like, this is kind of the lighter side of this card. This guy, again, he always feels kind of a little bit drunk to me. But maybe it's just because he's up at the bar. Maybe it's because you're up at the bar. Maybe that's where you are creating these scenarios and situations, perhaps. Maybe. The 10 Pentacles wants to come out. Okay, what I say about this when this happens is that this is the idea that's floating around in your mind. You are trying to find a real partnership. A 10 of Pentacles type situation. This king here, again, he's a little bit sneaky. He's a little bit shady. He's almost pre-announced with his shadiness because of this heavy burden that he's carrying. Now, perhaps the relationship he is in is really, you know, really burdensome and something that he needs to get out of, but he's not out of it yet, and that's why we have this, because he's not taking his time and doing his shadow work. Just gonna point that out there. But this King of Swords over here seems like they got 9 of those 10 Pentacles just hanging out. He's unattached, he's free as a bird. Options, choices. I mean, when you say it out loud, you kind of gotta know, right? You know what the best choice is. That doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna be the choice you make, but we do know what the best choice is. A Page of Pentacles came out reversed. So we're feeling like we don't even have that additional pentacle to offer this king with the 9 of Pentacles already stacked up in his bank account. And that would be a reason to feel resistant or hesitant towards approaching this person, because you don't feel quite like you have enough to offer them. They seem so gosh darn great. You're like, oh, fuck me, I guess. I'm kind of shit in comparison to you. Well, you shouldn't put people on that kind of a pedestal. You should think more highly of yourselves, Leos. You have been through a whole lot. It's true. Allow yourself the room to find value in yourself, in that pentacle that you hold. It may just be one. You may just be getting started, but it is worth something, Leos. It really is. It doesn't not have the potential for growth, right? Plant the seed. You know, some seeds have to be planted in the fall. They need to go through that ground freeze experience to properly take seed in the spring. So, plant the seed. Let it grow. Find value in it. The moon's turning around in your mind too. Thinking about it. It's Friday night. It's a Venus day. I would watch yourselves out there just for excessive fights or drama. Just, you know, Mars ruled Aries. It's a Marsy moon. It's a Marsy supermoon, so I've already noticed a bit of dramatics stirring up, so be aware of that. But, you know, If you're up for a show, grab the popcorn and take a ride out tonight. Definitely going to have that influence here for a little bit, so give it a ride. Again, just keep a good perspective. Keep a solid perspective. Do I have anything else for Leo show? Maybe not. Maybe not. That's fine. I'm going to be short and sweet. Give it one more. There's like thoughts turning in your head, but nothing's like manifesting. Nothing is taking hold. There we go. The Lovers came out sideways on that King of Cups with all of the shady business over there. Like, you're really kind of leaning towards falling on the dark side. You're still like in between the two, but you're leaning a little bit closer towards just taking the low road through this situation. I'm not saying that this King of Cups isn't a really great person. I'm saying that they are refusing to do their shadow work if they are trying to initiate something new without getting out of something old. You know? Or at least, like, taking steps. Like, if this king is married, but he's separated, take that in stride, right? But if this king is married and telling his wife that he's working late, and that he loves her very much, and he's bringing her flowers the next day after he is hanging out with you, value yourself more than that. Again, it's all perspective. It's all, you know, it's all how it really plays out in your life. Honestly, like I said, could be a great person. Maybe he's taking steps. He's just still really burdened by this. Maybe he's just not all the way out yet. But again, be cautious with that, because when you're in just a trial separation situation, you might, you know, they might go back. And you might end up with that broken heart. Trouble with words today. Empress energy on top of the deck, though. Before I put that down, step into your Empress energy. Step into your divine feminine, your divine intuition, and yeah, find value in yourself. Hold yourself as this Empress. Hold yourself in the highest regard. What does this Empress deserve? What kind of a man does this Empress deserve? You may not feel like you are her yet. You may just feel like you are a Queen of Pentacles, the broken foundation. What do I got to offer? More than you think. A lot more than you think. Hold value in yourselves, Leos. You are worth it. Treat yourself that way. Treat yourself like this Empress. Now. Okay. Let's gonna get into some oracles. We're gonna go into our Halloweens and see how they go. We'll see if they meant it when they said they were waxing and waning, or they were just messing with me. Oh, come on, I even made the fall seed reference. No. Maybe not. Maybe Queen of the Moon. I mean, if we're tapping into our Empress energy. Bye. We've got them both. You saw that, right? That happened. And I saw this, and you didn't see this yet. Hunger. Look at that full moon. Look at that hunger. The hungry wolf moon. Indeed, it is. Oh, Leo show. I know. I get it. Got this. Feed the good and hope within you. There will always be a lean part of the cycle. Prosperity will come. Do not let your hunger blindly dictate your actions entirely. An old wise Cherokee is speaking to his grandson about life. The young boy asks his grandfather, "It is said, grandfather, that everyone who has two wolves within them. The first wolf gives darkness, despair, and hate, and jealousy, and sorrow. The second wolf gives light and hope, helpfulness and kindness. Yet, grandfather, I feel them fighting within me. What can I do?" "My small son, these two wolves will always fight, and they will always fight within each person. You are no different," said the grandfather. "But," said the boy, "which wolf will win?" And the grandfather answers, "Whichever wolf you feed." We must be careful about what we nourish and feed within us. If we give abundance to the aspects of the self that can harm others and ourselves, then we cannot truly thrive. Having no limitations upon these behaviors and patterns hurts us and starves the higher and finer parts of ourselves that will bring us more happiness. To ripple that happiness to others is a part of why we are on this planet as humans. We must also recognize that in life, just because it is a cycle, there will always be leaner, less abundant, or less bright times. Yet we have built our resilience and self-trust for times like this, and we know that we are both loved and protected. The cycle will soon turn to less shadow and more bounty. Have patience, Leos. I know we're hungry, but don't let starvation drive you to the point of madness. Remember that true love starts with a balance and love within yourself. As within, so without. Be your own best lover. Treat yourself like the empress that you are. Give yourself the love that you deserve, and your external will line up with it. Promise. Thank you so much, Leos. It was a fantastic read, and I hope you have a fantastic moon.